Hello, welcome to Xinhua Live. Every year at the beginning of New Year, a world-class event just takes place in a small village where we're in. The name is Davos. Davos World Economic Forum must be the focus of attention of the whole world during this week. And you can see, actually, this tiny street is full of cars, vans, and small buses that takes visitors from the train station to the venue of the conferences. The village cannot be so busy like that. And actually, when we walk in the street, you can see everyone wearing a badge that gives them access to the different venues. And you feel that kind of this village is full of the visitors, international visitors coming from worldwide. And they are even much more than the local people. Here in the street, we can see that, for example, this is the shuttle bus that Davos offers during the venue time to take visitors from the train station and from media center and from some important transportation spots to their destinations, the hotels, and also the small seminar rooms that they are going to spend impressive time and to have some discussions. Here in this street, actually it is the main street of Davos. It's really a very tiny, small village. And this main street runs from the end that we can already see with a lot of cars coming there, and also the other end that is behind us. And if you walk in Davos from one end to the other end, it perhaps just takes you about 20 minutes. So what makes Davos so important? Davos was founded actually in the 70s. At that time, actually, the huge technical giants just started, like Apple and Microsoft. But at that time in Europe, people still stayed a little bit traumatized about the two world wars. So a professor, very young professor from University of Geneva, he came up with an idea that he wants to create an opportunity that allows people to gather together, to kind of escape from the noisy urban life, and to gather in a small, tiny Swiss village to have some discussions. You know, in Switzerland, people just have this tradition that they like to escape to some resort to meet people and to have a more free discussion, undisturbed by the political atmosphere. So that is actually the initiative of Davos. The founder of Davos, his name is Klaus Schwab, and he's now already a kind of a grandfather. And he's very active still nowadays. For example, he still keeps an eye on the high tech, like we can see here on our right. It's about scaling AI responsibility. And actually, AI is also one theme topic of Davos. So at that time, the creator, the founder, Mr. Schwab, he came up with a very important key term, the stakeholders. So who are the stakeholders? It's a very wide concept. For a company, the stakeholders can be the government, right? Or the technology or the environment, that everything that allows this business to happen. So that's why Davos from the creation day in 1971 has expanded a lot until today. As you can see here in the seminar room, this is very good designed, transparent glass room with people just sharing everything that they're concerned about. Maybe the future of the world, and maybe also about how AI will change our lives. Because basically, all of them are stakeholders for a company to grow in the world that is super connected with each other nowadays. So when we're walking Davos, you see visitors from different countries speaking different languages. And also people come here for networking. Actually, yesterday we interviewed some people, some visitors to Davos. They have their focuses to attend certain meetings, but most of them actually come here for networking. Because for this week that attracts the global attention, actually we can see the decision makers or people who have the power to influence the world, they just gather together to share maybe the trends of the new year. And so here it's a very efficient occasion to meet people that you may need or meet people that may need you. That's why people just come here to scan each other, like in China we scan WeChat. and people come here to meet people, to discuss. And also, we need to know that Davos is initially a ski village. So people also come here to enjoy this kind of out of ordinary life that makes them to think more about how people can have creative, for example, solutions for some problems. And this is how the inspirations are embedded in Davos Economic Forum. So I hope that you can have an immersive experience as you are here with us walking in the street of Davos, and maybe we will discover more about this charming village. So as you can see, well, people wearing suits inside and a jacket outside is obviously a Davos attire, I should say that. And actually this time Davos is not so cold, because before people need to wear thick clothes and to feel very well equipped actually in their in a winter attire. But this time Davos is very nice with everyone, so you can kind of walk in a light way with a lightness of your feet, and to enjoy Davos and also to enjoy the village, the meetings, the discussions. And actually, as you can see here, there is a discussion that is happening. So some people maybe focus on a certain area or very niche topic, and have some key decision makers or have some key conferences sharing about their opinions, and the others just like to listen. Sometimes they just attend, and sometimes they take really an active part in it. So Davos is very open. As we said, it's not a political event. And even some prime ministers from a lot of countries that come here, because this is nothing about political, people feel more free to talk about. And actually, as you can see a Polizei of Deutsch. This is in German, so means that policeman is everywhere also in this village. So the security now in this village, I can say that it reaches a certain point, very high level. So here you can see another venue to talk about AI, what AI was meant to be. It's like a huge party for people to talk about business and about the topics that they are obsessed with. The sunshine makes top of the mountains kind of golden, and all makes here this amazing blue. It's also a beautiful scenery for such a venue, for such an event to happen. So here we are. We are going to take the cable car and to go to the peak. The name is Schatzalp, literally means the treasure of the Alps. So what are the treasures in the Alps? Let's go to discover. Well, actually, as a cable car proceeds, we feel that the Davos is no longer kind of very high-level venue for the world event, but also it's a very tranquil Swiss village. And with all these small buildings and churches, you kind of fall into a world of fantasies that is described in the novels and also exists in our imagination. And with these huge snows and the trees, actually you really feel an escape from the real world. And maybe that's the reason why people choose Davos to have the World Economic Forum, since these can create a different atmosphere for the inspirations to happen in such a special place. We're now really taking an easy time in Davos, because here we feel the tranquility, not like in the kind of busy streets down there. And we're now taking also a Swiss speciality. This coffee is called coffee Schnapps. And this is actually some espresso mixed with alcohol. But it's very light alcohol. Sometimes it's made of pear, sometimes it's made of, for example, cherries. So it gives a light touch to this coffee and give you a lot of energy, especially after a day's hiking in the mountains covered with snow. See, we are also now in a very Swiss way enjoying this Schnapps coffee. And after that, perhaps we still walk around in the mountains and just let us inspired and surprised by the nature. Do you like Davos?
Yeah, it's a nice place. At the moment, a little crowded, but I guess when all the people are gone, it's nice again. Yeah.
Yes. So I think you do appreciate more the tranquility of the village.
Yes.
Than the Davos meeting.
I do. Yes,
I see. Thank you a lot. Thank you.
Welcome.
May I ask your name?
Manuela.
Manuela.
Yeah.
This wonderful building behind me used to be a very famous sanatorium in Davos. And actually, 2 centuries ago, people coming from worldwide just come here to have a therapy for their heart, soul, and also for their lungs. At that time, when antibiotics haven't been invented yet, this crisp, super cold and dry air in Davos was considered to be a huge therapy for people, for patients who want to have a better life. And they come into these sanatoriums, which in our days looks like an amazing hotel. They have very huge balconies that they can have the panorama of all the Davos village. And in these small rooms, a lot of inspirations have also been invented. At that time, Davos, like today, is a little bit hidden village in the Alps in Switzerland. And it's not so accessible. So you can imagine that ordinary people cannot afford to come here to have a therapy. So people who took efforts to come here to get healed, they were actually just someone. So at that time, some artists, writers come here to get healed, and they had a lot of inspirations. A very famous German writer has come here with his wife, and during his stay, just in this sanatorium, he has written a novel which name is Zauberberg, and in English means Magic Mountain. Here we're walking in this tiny village, Davos. You can see that it is very nestled in the Alpine mountains, and you can feel that in this small tiny village this tranquility is actually the charm of this village. For example, here we can see a very lovely coffee that people who come here to enjoy Davos World Economic Forum also take their time here to enjoy a coffee and to enjoy this amazing mountain view. When we are walking here, this air that comes inside our heart and into my body also makes a very good impression about this village. This village, whose name is Davos, literally means behind the mountain.